So, Haylee, can you tell us a bit more about your business?
Sure, I will. So, Accountabill, so we are accountants, well, actually, we're business advisors that we do accounting and bookkeeping. So we actually work very closely with our clients. So instead of actually catching up with our clients at the end of the financial year, we actually catch up with them a couple of times during the year, and we actually work on their financials so that by the time the end of the year rolls around, they already know what their financials say.
Yep.
And they know what their tax bill is going to be. So we are very much small business specialists, and we also work with companies in financial difficulty. So my background is ex-IRD, and so we help those companies that are struggling and really help them turn around. And part of that process is about education. So we are very hot on education, which is why I run this regular education series. So every month we have another topic. Next month it is actually how to actually create a cash flow. So next month we're going to teach you everything that you need to know about cash management and how to prepare a cash flow so that you can see how your business is performing into the future.
Great, thank you.
So have you attended any of our other sessions?
I have. I've done the one with Catherine McGarvey.
Righty ho.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're all available on our website. There's we're actually getting quite a wealth of knowledge there now. So we're going to kick off today. Today we're actually here to cover off how to create eye-catching marketing material. And so this is us. This week, last Friday, I actually was announced the winner of the Institute of Certified New Zealand Bookkeepers, their 2020 Bookkeeper of the Year. So
great,
quite exciting. And I will admit, when the because it was all announced on social media due to COVID, we had to shift our conference, and so I actually screamed like a little girl and dropped my phone. I was that excited. So
congratulations.
So we obviously, this is who we are. We're the Accountabill community. We have clients in all different aspects. So we do the bookkeeping for clients, we do financial accounting, we do business development, so we can help you with strategic planning, business plans, organisational structures, all that sort of stuff. And we also work with companies in financial difficulty. So that is, if you've got IRD debt, anything like that, we can help you find the holes in your business and actually turn you around to make you a really successful, compliant business. So today we've got this chat feature. Feel free to jump in and actually ask questions as we go. Pretty sure Heather's more than capable of actually answering your questions on the fly. But if you would prefer not to do that, you can actually write a comment in the chat box down below, and then I can read that out. So this is Heather, who has gratefully decided to actually join me today. So thank you very much for coming along, Heather. Heather is from the Little Design Lab. So I've known Heather for the last couple of years, and she does some beautiful stuff. She is a fellow appreciator of canines. When we have meetings, we quite often have dogs barking at each other through Zoom. She's designed many books when working in the publishing industry. So she's got a wealth of knowledge when it comes to actually educational materials and things like that. She's a committed learner to all things new. Heather can actually come to me and go, hey, I've learned da 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 da. I learn so much from Heather because she's constantly finding new stuff. And you'll see through the next 50 minutes or so that there is evidence here that Heather can create some beautiful colour palettes and some designs. So I'm really quite looking forward to actually getting her in and showing us how to actually make beautiful stuff, because I'm not artistic in any way, shape or form. So Heather, do you want to take it away?
Oh, thank you very much, Haylee. Right, let's switch to the screen. Now, can you see that, Haylee?
Yes, I can.
All right. Make sure that's working. Yes, it is. Well, thank you everyone for joining us this morning. We're going to be looking at how to create eye-catching marketing material in Canva. And I guess you're here because you're looking at wanting to create something from scratch, and you're looking for ways to save money and on advertising to promote your business on a low budget. So that's why we're today to look at Canva, which hopefully, well, it may be a good fit for you. So to start off with, just a brief definition of what design is. Design is thinking made visual, as Saul Bass puts it. There's a lot of elements that can go into design, but basically it's what it is, it's information that people can see visually. But before I start, I just wanted to mention that Haylee, she, sorry, before, no, I won't, I'll go here. So we're going to look at the design process, my design process. I thought that'd be a good way to share a little bit about what I do. So we're going to look at design like a pro, 3-step creative process. Step 1 being how to develop a personal brand. Step 2, decide on messaging, logo, fonts and colours. And step 3, just having fun and getting creative. That's one thing about design is that everyone is creative, whether they think or not. So this will be a good opportunity just to have a play and experiment. Okay, so we're going to also look at the tools and tips and tricks that I currently use. We'll have a little bit of a look at what's available for you, how to create posters and social media posts, event pages, and there's more. But we're going to do a walkthrough tutorial on how to match colours in your logo, and also how to create a colour scheme from your photos. So there's some practical takeaways for you here today. First off, step 1 in the design process, develop a personal brand. I just picked up a quote from actual Canva, sent through an email today, and talking about personal brands, and the idea I came out of what they were writing about was package your skills and personality. It's your strongest asset. I think Haylee could attest to this. This is obviously Haylee. She's just recently gone through her own personal brand. She's taken the skills that she has in accountancy and helping small businesses grow their businesses. Her personality, the way about her, there's a lot I've learned about Haylee. She's a go-getter. She loves to help people, and she has these quirky quotes, which I'm actually going to share with you a little bit too in this seminar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, so, but first of all, I'd just like to start with personal branding. Okay, so these photos that you just saw of Haylee are actually taken by a wonderful photographer, Rachel Ross. And I just put a reference there to Rachel's recent webinar with Haylee on how tips to develop a personal brand.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, a lot of great info and resources. Rachel's great photographer. She even helped me with my personal branding photography recently, and I learned so much just going through that process.
And she's got a magic camera too, Heather?
She does have a magic camera.
I look good through her lens. No other camera, but her lens is perfect.
So yeah, I mean, I could easily go through that whole process again because you learn through it and you start applying your imagery, you know, as your marketing material, and you think, oh, I could have done this or I could have done that, and actually learning. She sends out a weekly newsletter too, and sort of shows you what she's doing with other clients, and you learn a lot from that as well. So definitely worth checking out. Step 2, decide on your messaging, logo, fonts and colours. Okay, so this is where I sort of step in a bit more with the design. As you can see, Haylee has already had her website up and running for a while now. She's had a logo, Accountabill logo, used in her print material and social media and whatnot. And she's come up with her own colours. So she's, I've got 2 purples there. It was supposed to be a purple and green. Yeah, and she's got a font that she uses to try and keep consistency across her marketing material. Right, okay, regarding messaging, was that Alistair mentioned about Catherine McCarthy, who's recently done another webinar with Haylee on marketing. Yeah, if you need any help there, I've been following her in her newsletter emails as well, and she's such a wealth of information. But I still love how she brings through her own personal brand in her writing. It gives a real personality, and it helps you connect with who she is. So yeah, and then step 3. So we're kind of like putting all those 3 things together, and creating posters, events, social media posts. There's all sorts of things that you can do. But once you've actually collated all this information, you can have fun and get creative in your layouts. Oops, I'm not there yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually switch to a walkthrough in Canva. I'll just find the other screen. That's correct. Can you all see that?
Yep.
Okay, so if you've not used Canva before, all you have to do is dial in your web browser canva.com to find it, and then set up your own account. You can create a free account initially, and if you want to go deeper, you can do a subscription and get access to all sorts of thousands of photos and templates and that type of thing.
Do you actually need to pay for it though, Heather, or do you think the free subscription is plenty for a small business owner?
Well, I've had a good play now with Canva, and I think that you can do without paying the subscription. It depends on whether you can, if you want to get access to photos and you're doing a lot of, I don't know, you might be doing opt-in booklets and that sort of thing, and you need photos just for reference, then you could easily, use as much as you like from the Canva.
But then if we've got personal branding and all that sort of stuff, we've got our own photos, so therefore
exactly. It's not necessary.
Free one's fine.
Yeah, and you can, as you can see, it looks quite daunting when you come to this page. There's so many options, and it can actually become overbearing, overwhelming, knowing which direction to head in. So what I'd like to do first, I've actually set up, actually I should open it, this visual here. And what I did was basically, if I go back to the home page, you click on here, create new design, and just start from scratch. That's the most simplest way. And then you can type, punch in your own, if you're working with an image, you can do pixel, or if you're doing a post or anything, I'd use millimeters and just punch in your page dimensions and just create a new design.
So that would be quite handy if we had a specific thing that we were trying to create and had to fit a certain size. We would go create a design, custom images, and then put that in. That's right.
Yeah, that's the quickest and simplest way of doing it. So look at that. Now, what I wanted to do is, that my particular process, I like to gather all the information, the photos, the logo, colours messaging and put it all together in a document. So it's just easier to work with. And so I just basically set up a new page using that create new, and then a white blank page pops up. And then you go to this column here, and there's uploads, and you just go there and upload your images from your desktop that you want to bring in, your photos and your logos. And then you just basically click, whoops, click and drag. It's playing funny things with me at the moment. Ah, it's not doing it. It's not doing it. Oh, I'll get a new page.
Scroll down to the bottom.
Try again.
This is called technology. It never works when you want it to. Just saying.
Oh, it's the first time it's doing this. Okay, the other option is to actually grab a box, and you can put it within a box, theoretically. See if it works. Is it done? Oh, it's done it. No. Oh, no, I don't know what it's doing. There you go, it's helped anyway. Just delete that for now. So we've got our logo, we've got our photos. Now we want to we're thinking about designing, but with Haylee's logo, we want to pull out we want to know what the purple and the green colour values are so that we can add them as a colour palette. So the only way I've found that you can do this with Canva is actually go to what they call an eyedropper in Google Chrome. So if I go to Google and type in eyedropper, Google Chrome. Oh, I'll just remove it for now so you can see. So that page pops up, and what you're doing is you're adding it as an extension to the web browser. It only works in Chrome. So you add the extension, and then up here in this puzzle looking, that's the extension palette, you pin it to your browser, okay? And then if you click on it again, you can actually see the colour values here, which we're going to pull from. Okay.
So those colour values, where are they coming from?
So pulling it in from what you do is you can select anything on your web browser by clicking. So I'll show you as an example. So here, what I'm going to do is get that. Pick colour from web page, and then just touch that A, and then see how it's put that purple in the colour palette.
Oh, that's very cool. I didn't know you could do that.
Clever, isn't it? And then you take this is what you call a hex code, and you copy it on your keyboard, and you go up to this colour here. Oh, sorry, I just select that. Select box, go up to your colour palette, go new colour, and then you go paste. You paste in the new colour, and voila. Okay, and then you can do the same. Obviously, go back to the colour picker, pick a colour from web page, select the green, and select your box there, and sorry, I haven't done it for now. I haven't selected the code. Copy, and back to here, paste.
Oh, wow.
You've got the colour. So that's really, really handy. So there's your two brand identity colours there. What say we want to pick some extra colours from the photographs that are complementary to the logo and the colour scheme. So this is, we want to go for this. we want to, I've lost, sorry, don't want that. We want to go to Canva. Palette generator. Okay, can you see that page with easiest place to get colours from your photos?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool. Okay.
It is cool. Then you go, what you do is you upload a photo. So I've chosen Haylee's photo of a lovely dog, some nice scenery there, some great colours. So yeah, it automatically creates these new colours for you that you can use in your Canva project. So what you do, same again, you just pull the hex code. So you can actually copy that and go back. I've got this control thing on the way here. Okay, now here, and if I come down here, I'm going to select. I can actually go straight into, because I've copied it from that colour palette, I can go straight into here and paste like that.
Oh.
Go back to here, copy. Paste. Oops. Oh, I nearly lost. Copy. Yeah, it's similar green, so I'll probably just, you could copy that. That grey is quite nice. I might just substitute it there. So see how simple it is to actually pull colours from it. So I might use these colours for different things. I might incorporate the heading, the typeface with that colour, or I might do extra icons in that colour. Or I might do a panel of colour. So if I had a series, or Haylee had a series of events that she wanted, and she wanted to showcase them in different colours, but in a but make it uniform, and then I would go use this option as the colour palette generator to create a nice looking colour palette.
Don't take this the wrong way, Heather, but I thought you needed to be incredibly intelligent and a designer to be able to do what you've just done. And yet now you tell me that this is a free thing that any business owner can actually do.
Well, I've only just found out this out myself. So what I would normally do, have done up until recently, when I'm doing the brand identity, is actually using a colour swatch, because I generally start from print, and what you see on screen isn't what you get in print. So I use a printed colour swatch, so I know exactly what I'm going to get in print, and then I sort of then match it back to a RGB hex code, and that's what I use with my clients.
Your process that you have been doing in the past, I'm guessing this is so much more simpler.
Yes, it is.
So would you now leave your other process to now actually use this one then?
No. Like I say,
but it's fine for small business owners though, isn't it?
Definitely. It's more than ample. If I'd say, if you were a colour, when it goes to a print house, you can actually get variances between different print machines. And so that's where the Pantone colour swatch comes in. So I would design a logo with the Pantone colour swatch, so that if you did have a file that went to print, because it's a universal colour, a universal colour process, the Pantone processes, that means you can send a file overseas and use a Pantone colour information, and a printer over in, say, England could print your files and you'd still get the same colour as what you would back here in New Zealand.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but for the purpose of doing small runs of your own printing, in-house colour copies and things like that, this is more than fine.
So, Heather, Linda's just asked a question. There are so many colour choices, so many choices for a colour palette. How do you choose a palette that's best for your business? And I suppose that's associated with your logo and the design elements, isn't it? That's where it all starts from.
Yeah, it does. It starts, and you go back a step further to your personal brand, because colours convey different emotions, and that's really the crux of the matter with colour. Is colour attracts attention first and foremost. It also creates an emotion, and colours are related to certain. Like say, if generally you think of accountants as being conservative, then you probably use a conservative blue, a navy blue for an accountant. That would be the traditional way of thinking about a colour for an accountant. If the business is young, funky, vibrant, then you're more looking at bright colours for blues, oranges, and that type of thing. So. And then if you think about it, if you're just, say, deciding on colours for your house or colours for, your interior walls or furniture, are you going through the same process of what sort of mood and feel are you trying to create?
So really, that comes back to the brand, like your personal brand, the brand of the business.
Yep.
The look and feel of how do you want clients to actually feel when they're interacting with you. That all comes first, and then the colours come after that.
Yeah, I'll definitely start there. It helps you get clarity on who you are, how you want to be portrayed, how you want to be seen, and yeah, it helps you differentiate between yourself and another business and industry. And no matter whether you're a big business or a small business, personal branding, is the same principles apply when it comes to design.
That's cool.
So what I've done here, if we go back to the screen I showed earlier where I had the poster and the Facebook event and post, social media post, this is where the messaging comes in. So if you can, the more clarity you can get on your messaging, the easier it is when you actually come to do design work.
And I think that's something that Catherine even referred to, is that shotgun approach. You can do your marketing and just, I think she's spray and pray, I think she said. Just send it out everywhere and hope something comes back. Whereas what you were sort of saying and what Catherine was saying was that if we can actually define what it is we're actually trying to say and who we're trying to say it to, we're going to have a lot more effective marketing, and it's going to help grow our businesses. That's right. Yeah. And as you know, this is an area that I'm still working on myself. Hey, Haylee. Which is, it's one of those things where you refer about evolving as well. I mean, I've been in business for quite some time now, and the world changes around you, and advertising the way it was 15, 20 years ago is completely different to the way it is now. So you're continually having to upskill and learn and rethink. But the most important thing is that your messaging is it's that personal touch again. This is what I've learned is that write as if you're talking to someone one-on-one, and talk to them in a way that this is something I'm still working on, is your everyday language, the way that you would speak, and your personality comes through in the way that you speak. That's all part of your personal brand as well. So there's a question here, Heather, and I don't know whether you're up to that yet or when, so my apologies if I've jumped the gun.
How are we going for time?
You're halfway.
Okay. Yeah, we can put in some questions. That's fine.
How can a person change templates and transfer the written material from one template to another in Canva?
Aha. Well, that leads me on to the next part of this tutorial. So, good question. Okay, I'll just get rid of these. This is the thing with Canva. We seem to, every time you create something new, it pops up a new tab. So it just gets a little bit confusing. I probably don't need the colour palette now. So what I've done is create what have I done there? That was a social media post that you saw a bit earlier. So what I tend to do is you go back to your home page and you go create new design. You can start there. You can use these options here, create Facebook post.
And I think that's important, you know, you can't design one thing and use it for a Facebook cover page as well as an event, as well as a post. They're all different sizes, aren't they?
That is where the subscription comes in handy. If you are doing a lot of resizing, it does have these automatic functions, resize functions with a subscription. I haven't used it yet, but it's not for everything, but I think for things like Facebook posts and Instagram posts.
But with the free version, it just means that we've got to design the cover page and then the post and then the event. So you've got to do 3 instead of 1.
Yeah. So what I would do is similar to what you saw here. I would actually do a quick, you know, set up a new page. Oh, can I set up a new page? That's duplicated, I think. No. And then you can use things like, you can just bring your graphics over, like command copy and paste on the Mac. You know, you could size, you could use boxes, so change the colour. Actually, this is what I haven't done a lot of in here because I tend to use my design program publisher for this, so I'm not too sure if, yeah, there's an easy way of doing this. But the easiest thing is probably just to set up an individual page for each. So say I've got that one, a new design. I can rename it if I want to up here. It shows me over here the file size, 940 by 788 pixels. You can change the name in there too. Yes, I think if you go back to home and you decide you want to do a Facebook post this way, you can. But I think if you ended up wanting to resize, see what it does, it asks you to upgrade. So
with Facebook ads, I've been told that you have to do it like 1080 by 1080 pixels. So do you have to be like a paid person to change that? Is that what you're saying on here?
Well, if you use a template, yes, you would. But if we go back to just using the create design, if you know what the size is, I mean, you can quickly find the size by going into here and looking at that. But I would just go create new design.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then do the custom sizing.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. So the nice thing I like about, you know, this idea is putting it all into one document at the beginning is, you know, I can actually select using Shift on the Mac, copy, and I think that design there I can go paste. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's on a different tab.
Mm.
So it's as easy as that, really.
Okay.
So what if you were to use a template?
Yeah.
And you'd done it all up and you went, I don't like that. And then you want to change to a different template. Do you then need to actually copy everything across? Is there a way that we can just change the template and all the info that we've put in stays the same?
You can if you're in the paid version.
The paid version.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the advantage of the paid version. But you can get around it by doing these tabs. What I've done here is I've set up that new page to A4 size for the poster, or it could be A3. So, you know, I can change it. Can I change it? I don't know if I can. But that's what I did initially. I just, you know, went up to here and create design, and I put in my custom designs. I know an A4 sheet, and I set it to millimeters because it's going to print. So I set it to, where did that come from again? Sorry, 210 by 297. Okay, so that's easy there. And then just go back to, either go back to here for your uploads, or, yeah. I think the neat thing about, you can actually go down to your previous designs, you can see down here. So it just means if you click on it, it comes up with another tab. This is where the tabs become a bit overwhelming. You can get a bit confused. But I was able to, yeah, go from, okay, I'll just get rid of this. So that's my poster. So I started with the poster, and you know, I was able to like copy my colours over, and then with the messaging, all I do, I just select a line, copy. I'll just turn this off. Close that. Copy, and then I go to my poster, and then I can select text down here, and then you've got the option to do heading, subheading, or text. For this, I use the add heading. Okay. And then I just pasted the text in. Command A, select all, and then I can just change my colour. And you can actually change the point size. You have a play with that. You can get to know the keyboard commands too, can make things a bit quicker. Oops. And then, and then you've got the options here to change alignment. Enlarge it, and then you could, if you wanted to, if that wasn't here, you could just copy and paste. Copy, paste, drag that down. And then delete that. Then I'd go back to my, what was I doing this one? Business advisory. Copy, paste. Actually, I won't do it that way. I'd use the oh, it's gone. Body text or subheading. I think I used the subheading last time. I just clicked on it. And then copy, paste. And I can reduce the point size down. Make it bold if I want to. And then there's an option here to actually increase the line spacing, just to open it up a bit. Yeah, and the other option here, what I did here was Haylee's photo, and then I just grabbed an element, a box from here. Do it again. And then I coloured it, which was the green, which is already selected as green. And then up here, you've got the option to do transparency. So I think I put it to 50% around about. Yeah, and then you just basically line it up. It's just clicks. It's quite simple, quite easy to move. And then this option here, you can crop the picture. Just move it around. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, Heather, when, like, if we're doing eye-catching marketing materials, that sort of stuff, when would you use all the stickers and charts and all that other fancy stuff that you can do? I suppose that would just be coming once again down to branding.
Yeah, that depends on what you're trying to achieve. I mean, if you were a retail business and you were using stickers and that type of thing, yeah, charts, yeah, yes, stickers you're sending off to the printers.
So are you able to say add that one of those stickers there and just show me how that works on here?
Sure.
And down.
Okay.
Those ones that are moving, the animated ones.
These ones?
Yeah.
Right. So right, I see what you mean. Those stickers. I would use that in, say, a social media post or in a presentation, just for fun.
So then, with having it moving, and we chuck that into, say, let's say a Facebook post, and it's moving, that would actually be more eye-catching, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's another thing that I haven't done. There's the charts there. That's what you're referring to. Yeah, I haven't really played with this, but I know that it's easy. You can just put in your own formulas, details, and it's quite straightforward. It's quick and easy to use. The other option, sorry.
Carry on.
I was just going to say that you've got video as well, which I haven't used, but I'd like to play with. Using video for multimedia posts, social media posts, or for, say, if you've got YouTube channel and you just want to animate an introduction or something like that, that could be quite useful for that. Yeah, there's just
so Rachel's just reminded me and said that when doing those things with the moving parts and stuff, you've got to save them as a certain type of doc, because a JPEG is a static image. Right. So they've got to be saved into the right format. Sure. Thanks very much, Rachel, for reminding me about that one.
Right. Good point.
So,
yeah, so this is, I'm pretty much done, but I'll switch screens. But yeah, as you can see, so it's copying and pasting basically, and then we've got it saves them as separate files for you that you can rename, and then you've got the option to print, download the file or print. I think.
And I'm guessing, is it the pro version that you can actually publish direct to Facebook? Or is it the free version?
Well, you can do a Facebook page here. I haven't done it myself, but I think you can do it from here, free version. So if I switch back to here, final thoughts. With personal branding, make sure that what you do is connecting with your client base. It doesn't need to cost money to be genuine. Does it, Haylee?
That sounds like I said something intelligent.
But at some point you need to but at some point you do need to work with a professional who can actually tell you everything that you don't know. Isn't that right, Haylee?
Yeah.
Haylee's quote there. And so finish off a little bit more about me, or what you might want to know a little bit more. So I basically provide design services for small businesses, professionals and organisations with personal branding, like logos and brand identity, right through to material for events, even courses. So anything, if you're doing an event and you're wanting signage and posters and booklets and programs and social media posts, all that sort of thing, trying to create consistency across everything that you're doing. That's what I do. I also provide the one-on-one training in Canva, and the design program I use is Affinity Publisher for actually creating the logos and doing more in-depth projects like books and that type of thing. And so as a thank you for attending, I'm offering a free 15-minute Canva design feedback session. So if any of you here are going to be playing with Canva or have and just want some feedback, design feedback, then feel free contact me. And I also have a couple of those step-by-step guides, just to screenshots of those steps, how you set up eyedropper to select colours, and also to bring the colours back into Canva from the Canva palette generator.
Right, so will you send those out to everyone who's registered today, those?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can. Yep.
That's, can I be added to that list, please, Heather?
Oh, certainly. Definitely put you on the list.
So there's definitely heaps to do in Canva. I think one of the questions here, you know, the videos and the pictures and stuff, they're free to use in the free version. I think there's some that are free and some that you pay like 80 cents or $1 for, eh?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so you can sort of
You
pay
can
for
pay
what you
individually.
need.
That's right, you can. You've got the option there. You know, and you're not restricted to just Canva. You know, you might go find other sites on the net, you know, that we can source free iStock photos, just from pixels.com. Just trying to think.
Yeah,
of
there's quite a few different ones.
There is, and there's icons, there's all sorts of things. There's videos, free videos, there's, Creative Commons is a good place to go as well.
So questions, does anyone have any questions? I know, and I appreciate Heather of throwing you in the deep end. This is not her forte, so I said, no, come on, you're going to do a webinar with me. So thank you for taking the plunge, feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Anyone got any questions? Let's pick Heather's brains while we've got her.
Sure, go for it.
When I have created an ad for Facebook, it has then, and I've put it on, like boosted a post or whatever, it's then come back and said it's not working properly because there's too much text on that like image that I've created in Canva. So obviously you can only put a certain amount on, but can you have as many pictures as you like, or like?
Yeah, I think they do restrict you in the number of characters that you use.
Ah, okay, right.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Check out the there's a social media video, a webinar that I ran a couple of months back with Jodine from Social Smarty.
Oh yeah.
That was covered in there, and I think it's 30% of the ad can be text.
Ah, okay.
Quote me on that, but I think it's around about 30%.
I think and it pays to keep things simple in any case. Succinct if you can.
Yeah.
It's just easier for people to pick up.
Okay. Thank you.
From a design perspective, Heather, you would want to leave the client wanting to know more, and you can potentially do that better with a picture. You know, picture says 1,000 words, rather than actually using, you need to come and find out about da 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 da. Would that be, am I saying the right thing?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So it's about finding that image. So like if we were, if I was a mechanic and I did fantastic work, and would I then actually lay across the bonnet of this amazing car going, you want to come and get to know who we are? Or
I'm sure Rachel could organise a photo shoot for that. Haylee?
So yeah, it's more about just keeping those images that are real, showing your face, and actually using the tools in Canva to actually make everything cohesive.
Yeah.
And across, so you want your branding to be the same font, the same colours, so that if anyone ever sees those colours or those fonts, they know who you are and that it's connected to you.
That's right. And the nice thing about once you've got that sorted, it's actually really quick and easy to put things together. You can actually save yourself a lot of time just by doing that work up front.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there any more questions for Heather? Feel free. I think those who have indicated they would like to have a quick catch up with Heather, she'll be in touch with you by the end of next week, Heather.
Yeah, no, that'd be, I'll send out an email, but yeah, if anyone wants to connect with me, just flip me an email and or connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or yeah, I can phone you up and we can have a chat.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
Pick your brains as much as you can. So I think that's been another very valuable session. So thank you very much for stepping outside of your comfort zone, Heather. I truly and utterly appreciate it. Remember, next month we do have our Learn to Create Your Own Cash Flow, and actually helping you understand what your business is going to be doing in the short term as well as the long term. So we've got the beautiful Sarah from Little Black Books coming to join me for that one, and she's giving away a free template as well, so you can create your own cash flows and actually know exactly what's going to happen. If you've got any suggestions about topics or anything that you would like us to cover, by all means flick me a message, send me an email. We're always trying to create the next thing that we think small business owners need. So by all means keep in touch with us, because this is something that we really want to keep doing. So yeah, I hope you've had fun and it has been a good use of your hour. Thank you very much for your time, and hopefully we'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Catch you later.
Bye-bye.